I grew up in Duluth. I have in a really non-religious family, a very go to church on Christmas, not a faith-filled family. That's it. I have a background of fourth generation addicts. So from my grandmother, who died of cirrhosis, to my mom, who's now an anti-diabetic because of alcohol. She is on dialysis at the moment to keep her alive. To me, who attempted suicide and was found pretty much dead. I was in a hospital. I actually was found by my husband now. I had tried to attempt suicide a few times. Not really serious. I don't think I was attention seeking. I tried to drink myself to death. So my husband now found me, brought me to the hospital, and they said we can't, or brought me to detox. They said we can't take her. She's too bad off. My blood alcohol level was to death. It was 0.625, which I should have been legally dead. So they got me in the emergency room, which I don't remember any of this. I remember waking up. I couldn't breathe because my sternum was cracked from them doing CPR. I had tubes in me, and I had little things attached to me, electrodes attached to me. So they pumped me full of stuff to keep me alive. They said, you need to call her dad or her parents because she will not make it tonight. Well, I wanted to start with that because not only a fourth generation addict, but I'm also a third generation born again Christian. My mom was saved, and she has never touched a drink since. When I was 5, I found my mom in a pool of blood with slit wrists. So it was, I didn't even know that happened until I was about 18, and I was struggling. I couldn't get my life together. I couldn't do it. I didn't know what was wrong with me. Something was wrong with me. I believed it. Didn't look to God, didn't look to anything. I looked to drugs and alcohol, and that was the only way I was going to be able to live. Because I couldn't stand myself. I couldn't stand anything that had happened. Well, my mom was in Montana. She moved away, and she was saved. And since that day, she has not touched anything. God has come into her life. She is now in music ministry. She works with Teen Challenge. She does all kinds of amazing things. Even though she's on dialysis and she is just hanging on, she is spreading the word all over. All over. She's alive because of God, because of our Christ. Myself, I lived as bad as I wanted to die. God's like, nah, not gonna happen. You've got some work to do here. He's put me in situations where I can help kids who are addicts. I got to work in a wilderness program out in Idaho, Montana, where I worked with kids, heroin addicts, drug addicts, who are now alive. They didn't die from their addiction. They're saved, they're moving on. They're spreading the word of Christ all over the world. They came from everywhere. My daughter, same thing, who tried to commit suicide. Went through a couple treatments, she is saved. She was saved a year ago. She's alive. So my message to you is, things can be so bad, you guys. Things can just suck. But with the love of God, the love of Christ, we can live through it. I'm here. I've had just a terrible month of all these things, the holidays and all the things that have happened during my life. The whole time, God's been holding my hand saying, it's okay. It's all right. Just keep it up. Keep it up. I've prayed, literally prayed when I'm at work, please send a Christian in. Just today, I need someone. He did. He was there. And I know it sounds so bizarre, but our faith is so strong. There's nothing that God can't do. There's no place God cannot carry you, no matter how bad it seems. The last part of my story is my husband was diagnosed with cancer 3 years ago. My husband who found me. He was at stage 3 cancer. And they said, no, we don't think it's gonna be okay. He lost his kidney, he lost his ureter, and he lost part of his bladder. Bladder cancer is a pretty serious cancer. He is still going through chemo. We lived in Nevada. We decided to move here to be with our family and our kids because we needed to say goodbye, or he needed to be able to say goodbye. No, he's alive, and he's good, and he's on a mend, and he's right back there. So I guess I don't want to start crying. So I just want you guys to know that there's so much out there, and there's so much we can do. Just rock our Lord, rock our Christ. We are here. He is here for us. Nothing can stop you because we have Him in us. And if you need Him to carry you through something, ask. He'll just pick you up and carry you right through there. And that's my story, at least for the last few years. Thank you.